as you can see, today's really fun training is product photography breakdown, visually educating your customer. So it's all about the visual and educating them through their eyes rather than through their ears or through reading of any sort. So why is photography important on Amazon? Well, Amazon is a visual platform, meaning that customers shop with their eyes. If you look at this image on the right here, this is exactly what it looks like when a customer is shopping on Amazon on their phone. What is the first thing you notice there? It's certainly those images, isn't it? It's not the title, it's not anything else, it's those images. That's where your eyes are drawn. So you only have one chance for your product to stand out. Customers are lazy and don't like to read, especially Americans. I mean, no disrespect by that, but it's just the way that things are going. We no longer want to read. We don't want big blocks of text. We want to see it. We want to see it straight away. And that's why the first image, the hero shot, has to be bang on. You need to show your product and your visual differentiation in the hero shot straight away for these exact reasons. So again, Amazon is a visual platform. Everything's done with the shopper's eyes. And customers don't like to read, meaning that photography is, after having a good product, you can have the best product in the world, but if you can't portray it visually in an enticing manner, then it doesn't matter. Someone else's product will get bought, even if yours is superior, if you haven't shown it in a beautiful and elegant way in your images. So that's why photography is important on Amazon more than ever right now. So the goal of product images, this is the key, hence the little key icon. Your product photography is how your customer sees and interprets your product. They won't be able to try on or see or use your product. So the images is the only way they have to make the buying decision. Traditionally, if we go to a retail store, we can see the product, we can grab it in our hand, we can look at it, move it around. We can't do that anymore with e-commerce. So that's why photography is, I can't stress this enough. It is the key to portraying the value of your product. Your images must make your product look attractive whilst also educating your customer on the benefit. So the photography itself needs to be clean and beautiful, but also you need to use infographic and lifestyle images to actually educate your customer on the benefits. And of course, I'll get into this in the presentation. And last but not least, you must portray only the most important key information. Keep it simple. This is a huge point. You have to keep it simple. Once again, no customer wants to be overwhelmed with large blocks of text and 1,000 points and just overwhelming information. It just needs to be clean, simple, clear, but beautiful. Okay, so the types of product images on Amazon. So there's your hero shot, which is, of course, your very first image. That is the image that will be displayed on the Amazon webpage. That is your #1 image. And this image, I can't stress this enough, is everything. Your hero shot has to, if you have a visual differentiation, which we recommend you do have, it needs to be displayed in the hero shot and it needs to be seen straight away. I've just chosen a generic product, a bread box here. What I like about this hero shot is they've added in the shading, and I know that this product does really well. It's nothing special, but they've just added in at least shading. They've taken up the full area of the image, and this is a decent hero shot. Next up we have lifestyle images. And basically lifestyle images are just showing your product in use in a lifestyle setting. So it's really visually showing the customer what the product looks like. If it was on display in their home, this is what it would look like. For example, this one here, it's a drink bottle with a little silicone lid that flips out that can be used as like a little dog bowl. So they're just showing, there's a dog in a dog park, it's happy, and the product's there. This has been photoshopped in for sure. That's not a photo taken, but it's displaying, the product in use in a lifestyle setting. Next up, we have infographics. And an infographic, the purpose of an infographic is to educate your customer on the benefits of your product. So you can see this one here. I don't even know what this product is, but it's a really clean infographic. It's just got it's got 4 points, and they've added in some cool features with the water splashing around. They've got a zoomed in kind of close up. So that's an infographic, and the purpose is, once again, to educate your customer on the benefits of your product. And of course, we also have a branding shot, which is basically just using your packaging, using your insert cards, using your product, any bundling that you may have, which is, if you have, plus free ebook or plus recipe book or something like that, you would have it in this branding shot. And the purpose of the branding shot is to portray value and to portray, that this isn't just, your stock standard off the shelf product. It's a brand. There's effort, there's time into this. And again, it's valuable. So every good listing should have a hero shot. It should have a branding shot. And then the remaining images need to be made up of infographics and lifestyle images. So Amazon per listing has 7 images that are displayed, and today's training is just going to be over your actual product listing, not enhanced brand content, but your 7 main images that are portrayed on your listing. So again, hero shot, your branding shot, and the rest should be infographics and lifestyle images. There should really only ever be 2 plain white background images, in my opinion, which is the hero shot and branding shot. The rest really should be, your product on display in a home, on display with the avatar. Now, the avatar is your ideal customer using it, and I'll get into that a little bit more. Great, so I'm just going to have a little break, and I'm going to jump back over to the chat box to see what's going on. Awesome. So KC, is this presentation available for rewatching? Yes, it will be. All of our live trainings now available for rewatching on ZonGuru on the left-hand side. At the end of the presentation, I can run you through how to find that. So your hero shot. This is, like I said earlier, the main image. This is everything. This shot, you only have one chance at this. This image has to portray your product in a beautiful way. It has to show off the visual differentiation, and you can get really creative in different ways to do this. Now, this right here is an example that I found. This is, both of these images are one image, as you can see here. And straight away, if you ask yourself, which is more attractive, left or right? Where do your eyes get drawn? Definitely to the right. And, it's for a few different reasons. I'll start off with why the one on the left is bad, though. If we're looking at it, it looks messy, right? If we look at this zip here on the left-hand side, it's uneven. It looks kind of like it's wrinkly. It's not flat. It's kind of got these Velcro straps that don't look great. The actual, cocktail bartender's kit, like the tools, they look really cheap, and the metal looks thin, and it just doesn't look really attractive, does it? You can see the way it's shot. It's just shot straight on, looking down at it. There's no shadowing. It's just, they've literally just thrown this product on a table, opened it up, and it looks like it may have been taken with an iPhone. Now, all of these images I'm going over today are taken straight from Amazon. So this was a listing I found yesterday. And now if we compare that to the one on the right, again, this is one image. So firstly, they've been clever. They've displayed the bag in 3 different angles, all in the hero shot. They have shading underneath, which gives it like a luminous feeling. It definitely portrays a little bit more quality and class, And if we look at the actual bag itself, it looks good material. It's got like little buttons that clip in. But the way they photographed it is beautiful. They put it on an angle. And if we compare the actual bartending kit, look at the color and the editing of this compared to this, or this compared to this. This has been professionally edited and touched up by a designer who knows what they're doing, right? Everything is flat and even. Even the way they've shot the bag, it's like on a 45-degree angle, it looks like. But the actual products themselves look so beautiful, so clean, pristine. They've really touched it up well, and the bag from the different angles works. And I looked at the revenue. This one on the right was doing something around $30,000 a month. The one on the left was doing like $1,000 or $2,000 a month. And you can see why. If you are scrolling on Amazon on the web page, and you have the option to click on the left or the right, you're going to click on the right every single time. And these are the standards that need to be applied to your photography all the way through. When reaching out to a photographer, I would send them images like this one on the right and say, these are the standards that I want. They need to shoot the photo, and then there will be a level of editing that will be edited. You can see there's a lot of black they've added in, and white and silver. A lot of this is touched up through Photoshop, but it just makes it look so clean, crisp, beautiful. And this on the right-hand side, I would say is 10 out of 10 photography for Amazon. It's a great hero shot. Okay, so moving on to a branding image. Now, I've just included 3 good branding images because, you know, a bad branding image really is just no branding image, which a lot of sellers do. They don't include it. And it's a really, really valuable thing to have. It's a great way to portray value and show off your brand and product a little bit more. So the 2 on the left here, they're really similar, but you can see it's for a decanter set. So it's a really classy product. They have the really classy black and gold packaging. They have the decanter, they have the cups. And what they've both done is they've added in shadowing, as you can see, but they have, you know, the one on the left here has a little bag, which looks like it contains these stones, which are replacements for ice cubes. You put them in the freezer, and then you would put them in the glass to have with your scotch. And they have added that in as a bundle, obviously. So here they have a higher perceived value. You come here for the decanter set of the actual decanter itself and the glasses, but here you're actually getting a bonus, little classy looking bag with the stones. So the portrayed value is higher. And of course, you get the opportunity to show off your brand, show off the beauty. You're giving the customer the visual of them receiving this box, opening it up, and seeing the products that they paid for in there. It's a powerful method, and boxing and unpackaging videos are really strong as well. This seller on the right has done a very similar thing. They've kind of just, they've added some angle. Again, they have shadowing. They have this little best wishes card, which isn't much, but in the value of this image here, it actually adds a lot more than you typically think. If you think about this here, it adds a lot. It's just a simple little insert card, but it just seems like there's more effort, value, and more higher portrayed value through the way they've displayed this branding shot. And now this one here on the right is a completely different niche, completely different product, and they've done it a different way. They've really displayed this in a way where they're portraying value. You know, they have the title bonus. You know, you receive an insulation sleeve, a cleaning brush, infuser rod, a recipe book. Like, you have 4 things as a bonus, and altogether the sleeve, the brush, the rod, and the ebook, you know, it would probably cost them an extra $1, if that, to actually add into the package. But as the customer looking at this, you're like, wow, I came here for the fruit infusion water bottle, but I'm getting 4 things as a bonus. And the perceived value is higher. And what they've done here is they've displayed it in a good way. They have the box, they have the product, they have the sleeve, they have the brush, they have their logo, and they've even added in, you know, you get a free ebook, and they're displaying it. So the perceived value here is really high. It seems like you're getting a really good bang for your buck. And that's why the branding shot is such an important shot, to display the value and to really let the customer know, like, hey, you're getting a good deal here. Awesome. So moving on to the infographics. So infographics, I love infographics. I find fun. I like making infographics in my spare time sometimes. But on the left here, you can see, you know, well, we have 2 infographics and they're the same product, but I want you to just look at these 2 infographics and see which one for you is just simple and easy to understand, and which one requires a lot of effort, time, and energy to look at. You know, it's clear. The one on the left, it's so simple. It has a lifestyle image, and then it just has a little tab down the left-hand side with 3 points: 100% leak-proof, shatterproof Triton plastic. I don't know what Triton plastic is, but it sounds pretty solid, right? Shatterproof Triton plastic, dishwasher safe. Just 3 points, 3 icons, and the product on display. It's simple, it's to the point, and it's a tick of approval in my eyes. Whereas the one on the right, it looks okay, but really as a customer, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 13 points portrayed in one image, which is that's just crazy. That's way too much. Really, this information should be portrayed across 3 different images. Large capacity, wide mouth, lid, beep. It's overwhelming. There's too much going on. And when I see this image, as a customer, you read this and you don't really take anything away because it's all mumbled together. Whereas on the left, it's like it's leak proof, it's strong, and it's dishwasher safe. Wow, that's cool. One on the right, too much, overwhelming. And the one on the left is what I definitely recommend that you again give something similar to your designer or your photographer to go down that alley. Keep it simple and fresh for your customer. We don't want to overwhelm anyone. So again, we have 2 infographics here. I want to ask the question to you: which one conveys information easier, simpler, and faster? Just take a moment to look at each one and really analyze which one's a breath of fresh air and which one requires a lot of thinking. It's pretty obvious, right? The one on the left is so simple. 3 layers of fabric, 100% polyester, cotton blend, nanofine cotton blend. And each time they've used, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's so clean and so simple. Whereas this one on the right, whereas it looks quite nice and technical, it's way too much. Again, especially if you're on your phone and you're looking at these, these small blocks of text, content fabric panel wrapped securely around the bridge of the nose. It's just too much going on. This information, it may be important, but to portray it in one image is overwhelming. And again, I've looked at the sales of these 2 products. The one on the left was actually the top seller, doing, I think, around $1 million a month, given the current circumstances, whereas the one on the right was doing, just a few thousand. So it really does work portraying information just simply. I like to go with infographics by the rule of 4 points maximum portrayed in an infographic. And as you can see here, they have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's clean, it's simple, you know exactly what they're trying to portray. You take that information in and you move on to the next image. So next up, we have lifestyle images. Now, lifestyle images can be used similarly to infographics. For example, this here is a traditional infographic where it's on a white background, whereas these ones here, especially the one on the left, I would consider that like a lifestyle infographic because the image is in a lifestyle setting. But lifestyle images are so important in giving the customer a visual of what it may look like using the product for themselves. What you really want to do with your lifestyle images is you need to have an avatar, first of all. So your avatar is your ideal customer. So for example, if you're selling whiskey glasses, the ideal customer is probably, a gentleman like this guy. He looks like a businessman. He likes to suit up. He likes to feel classy. On the left here, we have, it's a fruit blender. And, it's a fit young guy. That's probably who buys a fruit blender, right? And the same thing on the right-hand side here. It's a NutriBullet. They probably know that more females, they probably have the stats, that more females compared to males buy NutriBullets in this age range. So we're going to use that exact person as our avatar. We're going to include them in the lifestyle images because that is exactly who's buying our product. And then they can relate, they can connect to these images and say, hey, that's what I would look like using this product. So lifestyle images don't need to be too complicated. I would recommend having an image like these ones with no text, maybe 1 or 2 maximum per listing. But a lifestyle image like this is really powerful. It's a lifestyle image with just 3 super chilled points, nothing over the top, really simple. So overall, you can see these 3 images. They're clean, they're simple, they have the avatar, the ideal customer. It shows the product in use. In all 3 of these images, the avatar is using the product, he's drinking it, she's blending it, he's holding it. And again, it connects that human to human, avatar to avatar. to really, again, just connect the product with the person looking at it. So here is another example of a lifestyle image. Which one provides more value? We have the one on the left, which is a horrible image. I actually pulled this off a listing this morning, and this listing was, I think, doing 15K a month, this one here. So this is a really, really bad image because it doesn't take up the full size of the image. It's blurred, and it's the colors are really weirdly contrasted, and it's just really, really bad. And it's just an image like that. This listing here literally had the product, and I think this image and one more really bad lifestyle image, and that's it. And they were doing 10 or 15K. So, you know, if that's working, imagine if you made it better. And then you look at the one on the right here. Again, it's a lifestyle image. It's got the avatar, he's using it. But then they've added in the product. They've added in, you know, jojoba oil, boost the beard growth. It's super simple. It's not even a sentence. It's just like 4 or 5 words and a little image of each one. That's really, really powerful stuff. Imagine if you had this image on the left, you made it, you know, first of all, you took a clear photo because it's blurry and it's crap. And then you added in some benefits and stuff of the product, you know, they would be doing a lot more. So basically this here is lifestyle images in a nutshell. Keep it simple, have your avatar in there, but also try to portray value where you can without overdoing it. Where to go to get good images and infographics made? Firstly, I would go to Fiverr, or I'd go to Upwork, and you can hire designers there. I remind you, the cheapest is rarely the best. So more likely than not, if you find someone for a $40 or $50 gig, you could get some pretty good designers. But I highly recommend that you use Canva. Canva Pro, there's the free model of Canva where you can almost do everything, and then there's a paid mode to get a little bit more. But Canva is a no-brainer for playing around, doing your own infographics if you want to, and doing your social media. And I jumped on Canva this morning right before this, and I was thinking about this image on the left, and I was like, you know, if I literally did this in 2 minutes. I jumped on and I said, how can I make this better? And so the one on the left is what they have on the listing, and the one on the right, I did this again in 2 minutes. I just added in 3 benefits, 100% hands-free. I don't know if these are their actual benefits. I made them up, but with a little bit more thought and time, you know, we could, and this is a bad image. This could be 1,000 times better than it is right now. But this was just in a minute on Canva Pro, and, you know, comparing this on the left to this on the right, you know, it's a no-brainer. This actually gives you a little bit more information, value about the product, enticing you to buy more. It's got the lifestyle image, and it's a lot better. But that is today's training on product photography. So I'm going to open it up. We're 30 minutes in. I'm going to open it up to a live Q&A. Wow, that felt like it went for 2 minutes. That went super quick for me. I'm going to open up to a live Q&A, and please just hit me with your questions. It can be product photography related. It can be Amazon related. It can be specific to where you're at. I'll go ahead and do my best to answer. You can use my 3 years of experience on Amazon right here, and I'll do my best to help you out. So Ruth, love it. So succinct. That's awesome, Ruth. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Lewis, what is recommended ratio between infographics and lifestyle pictures? So again, if we have 7 images, I would have number 1, the hero shot, number 2, the branding image. Then I would have infographic, lifestyle image, something like that. But again, I would have 1 plain background infographic and lifestyle infographic mixes. Again, it kind of depends on your product. It is slightly subjective, but I would certainly recommend only having, like I said, the two images that are plain white background. It should be your hero shot and your branding. Guyan, can you share your slides with us? I'll do my best. I'm not sure how, but I'll reach out to the team and see if we can share these slides. maybe through email or something like that. But yes, I will try my best to share these slides out. How does Canva get the product to photograph? So you need to get a photographer first to take the photos for you, Kerry. And then once you have the photos on your computer, you can then upload them into Canva and you can play around with them like I did to get the cool features and you can do so much on Canva. If you're a creative like myself, it's like going into a candy store. It's so fun. Is there a minimum number of photos you require to have on hand for main listing and future? No, there isn't, Bram. You can have one photo if that's all you want to have. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that, but there is no minimum number of photos. You can just have a hero shot. I mean, the minimum would be one, but yeah. Is there a minimum number of photos you require to have on hand for main listing? Yeah, I would say one is the minimum, Bram. But I highly recommend using the full 7. Ruth, can I use Canva to put images in white background? You can, Ruth. With Canva, you can actually remove backgrounds of images. I think that might be Canva Pro though, but there is a feature where you jump on, you literally press remove background and it removes the background so only the white product is left. Shadrach, how often would you change the images in the listing? That's a great question. A really good question. It depends. I suppose if you have a plateau, so if your sales are really good, you're having a good launch and then they start plateauing, it might be a good time to change your images up. For example, on my main product, I launched, the hero shot actually got stolen by competitors and some other competitors were using it. So it looked really, there were a few that looked similar in the niche. So what I did was I went to a photographer, I got new images done. I removed something from the image. I turned the angle over the other way and then I uploaded again and then bam, my sales took off again because it looked completely different to all the other competitors. And it was simply on another angle and I just removed stuff. Everyone else's looked complicated and there was a lot there. So looking at the page on Amazon when you're scrolling down, if everything's crowded, yours can stand out by just being not crowded. Other way around, if everything's simple and plain, yours can stand out by having a box in the background. If everything's facing left, yours can stand out by facing right. But to answer your question, if you have a plateau, or if you're really wanting to grow your business, your sales on Amazon more, it might be a good time to then level your photography and your infographics up. But it depends on where you're at. Shadrach, how does video relate to the images in the case? What would you sacrifice? So I'm pretty sure, Shadrach, that the video take is the 8th image. I'll just double check that. I'll just jump onto a listing. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when you have a video, which is when you have enhanced brand content, formerly known as A+ content, which basically is when you have a registered trademark, you're eligible for more cool content, such as a video. Then the video will take up one of your images, meaning you have 6 images and 1 video. So in that case, I would still keep it like this. I would have the hero shot, I'd have the branding shot, I'd have an infographic, I would have an infographic, I would have an infographic and a lifestyle. Because again, your video, I wouldn't view it as a sacrifice. It's more like a level up because your video can portray all of that in one thing if you have a good video. On an Amazon, we've got BB here. On an Amazon listing, what should be the manufacturer's suggested price? For example, the product is selling for $29. What should the manufacturer's price? That's just the price that your just retail price, BB. So if you want to sell the product for $39.99, I would put the manufacturer's price as $39.99. That makes no difference. It's just for Amazon, but in terms of your profit and your business, it doesn't matter. So I wouldn't stress too much about that. Richard, what would be the spend using someone like Fran Flynn or Page One for a complete photo shoot? Richard, great question. someone like Fran Flynn or Page One, they probably charge around $2,000, I would say, Australian for the whole package, everything done. It is quite a complicated process, though, getting everything done through the one person. You need to make sure they really know what they're doing. But the spend would be around $2,000, but it requires, I did this recently again with a new brand, it requires a hell of a lot of time really diving into the main benefits and pulling it apart. And then portraying that to someone else can be quite difficult if you're not on the same page. But to answer your question, probably around $2,000. Ruth, my toy will have a promotional video. Can I only use stills for launch? So it depends if you have enhanced brand content, so you need a registered trademark for that. Kerry, does Amazon charge more to have a video? So same thing, enhanced brand content, you need a trademark, and once you have the trademark, I'll quickly share my screen and show you guys what I mean by that. So I'm on this listing here, which by the way is an incredibly good listing in terms of showing high quality photography. You'll notice they have this video here, and launching, typically starting out, you won't have this video because you need to have a registered trademark, and to have a registered trademark, you need to have proof of sales or proof of it being a real product. So this here, this video, which you can go click and watch, and also this content down here is called enhanced brand content, or for short EBC. And you can only access this if you have a registered trademark and Amazon has accepted your trademark, and then you can go ahead and use this. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do get a trademark so you can access enhanced brand content. But to answer your question exactly, it doesn't cost more. Lewis, I've heard from, I cannot tell where, that you can upload up to 9 images and probably. Yes, Lewis, that is correct. So you can upload up to 9 images, but only 7 will be displayed. If you have EBC, 6 will be displayed and a video. 9 images in total, but the 9 images, again, I'll show you what I mean. I'll share my screen. Only 7 images are displayed here, but if I click in, we'll see if they actually have more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see here they actually have 8 images. So it's only once you click in, see, we didn't see these 2 images earlier. It's only once you click into the image where you can see the extras. So yes, absolutely, you can fill up the 9, but only 7 will be displayed in this moment here from the get-go. And only once you click in, then 9 will be visible. Lewis, what is the difference between EBC and A+ content? It's the same thing. It used to be called, I think it used to be called EBC. Now Amazon changed it to A+ content, but it's the exact same thing. Damien, is it worth doing your own photography in the beginning while testing the viability of the product first? It depends, Damien. It depends if you know what you're doing. I personally would outsource a photographer. If I was doing everything again now, even though I know what I know, I would, and I did this, I outsourced a photographer. I got a bunch of different photos taken, and also in a lifestyle setting. And then I'd go into Canva Pro and I would create my own infographics and my own kind of educational images based on what is working in the niche. So I would look at my niche, I would go to the top competitors who are killing it, I would look at their images and I would create something similar. But also, Damien, it depends on your budget. It can be quite time consuming. It's one of those ones where it's up to your personal, preference, your personal knowledge, and how competent you think you are with photography and doing your own. Because I know some people that might be the last thing in the world they want to do. But it's not a bad shout. I would certainly have that still as a viable option if you think you can do a decent job. BB, do you know how long the hazmat review takes for a new listing? BB, unfortunately, I don't. I haven't had any experience with a hazmat review or any of those type of products. Best bet to do right there is to look at some Amazon forums. I'd write that in on Google. I'd write that in on YouTube and try to gather as much information as I can. But unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that one. Awesome, guys. So keep firing through some questions and we can go for another few minutes. So Stephen, can different angles and images of a product be used in the hero shot, such as in mixology set and be within Amazon's terms of services? To my understanding, yes. I mean, that example I just showed you with the bartender's kit, you know, with the bag, they've got the bag open and then they've got the two different angles, and you know they've been on there for years and they haven't been impeding Amazon's terms of services. That being said, I do know that for your hero shot, it simply needs to be a shot on a plain white background. Even though sometimes you do see on Amazon hero shots with lifestyle backgrounds, it's not worth it because Amazon in an instant, you know, if a bot picks that up, they can bam, take your listing down. So to answer your question, Stephen, I think that's okay, but I would 100% go and do your own research and due diligence on that first. I wouldn't take my word 100% for that because I don't want to be responsible for anyone getting an account taken down. Ruth, I have a still that changes to a light up. Is it classified as a video? Yes, Ruth, you won't be able to use that as one of your main images on Amazon. If it changes colors or anything like that, then unfortunately the 7 or 9 images will just have to be complete stills. Awesome, guys. Plenty of questions coming through. I love it. I love answering these questions. If you have any more, hit them through. Otherwise, you know, we can start wrapping up today's training. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you took something away with the product images. It can be a tedious task to compile all the information, figure out the angles, figure out how to do your infographics to stand out. But I really hope this training did help in some way. Please let me know in the chat box if this training did resonate with you and if it did provide value. We do our best here at ZonGuru to create trainings that are relevant. So I really would love to hear your feedback. Guyan, how to access the replay? Awesome, great question. I'll just jump on in a moment and show you. I just need to quickly, bear with me guys, I just need to quickly find a link. Alrighty, so inside of ZonGuru on the left-hand side, we have the Learn and Grow tab. We have Help and Training. And we have here pretty much existing seller training, product research training, and you know, clicking into these Training Academy replays. So going into Training Academy replays, that'll have watch training replays. And we've got them all here. You can see we've got so many of them. So again, jumping into ZonGuru to the Help and Training, following the prompts there, that's how to access the replays for the future. Oh, awesome. So good to hear that you guys are resonating with the training. Great to hear Damien, Richard, Peter, Ruth, Kerry, Diane, Bibi. You're about to launch your first product, excited and nervous at the same time. Yeah, that's awesome. So that's great. This is exactly where you're at. So I'm glad to hear that. That's a super exciting journey. Trust me, Bibi, once you see all of the photos up in your listing and you have your title done, you have your bullet points done, and your listing is complete, it is such a satisfying feeling. So I'm so excited for you. That's awesome to hear. Alrighty, guys. So just one more thing before we finish up today's training. I just am going to drop a link into the chat box. So one more question, Shadrach, thanks guys, something on the tool, can I have multiple windows open? On ZonGuru, yes, you can have multiple windows open, so I'll show you how. So jumping in, you know, if we're currently in Sales Spy, to open up, I know on a Mac, I press Command, and I click on it, it opens up a new window. You know, if I'm in Listing Optimizer, and I can press Command and then click on Keywords on Fire, opens up a new window. And once they load up, then yeah, you can use multiple tools at the same time, no problem. Awesome, guys. So you can see here, I dropped this link in here. If you found value in this training, I would really appreciate if you went and left a testimony. These help us so much, you know, help more people on their Amazon journey. So please, the link in the chat box, you can leave just a little written testimonial, or if you're brave, you can leave a little video, which would be super cool. But yeah, just the link in the chat box, guys. If you go ahead and click it, that would be super, super helpful. Richard, to be successful at Amazon sales, do you have to live on the Gold Coast? Well, I have you know, Richard, I'm actually from Adelaide. My whole journey's been in Adelaide. I've only just moved to the Gold Coast literally 2 months ago. So I'm an Adelaide boy through and through, South Australia. I'm the only Adelaide person I know who sells on Amazon. So to answer your question, no. Awesome, guys. So I think I'm going to wrap today's training up right there. Thank you so much for taking the time out today. Again, if you have any questions at any times to do anything with ZonGuru, in the bottom right-hand corner of the webpage, we have our messenger where you can message the team. We have a team of 4 people who offer 24-hour support. So any question, anytime, jump into the question, into the help. What's it actually say on there so I can make it clear? In the bottom right-hand corner, there will be a little tab, and you can click on it and you can hit away with any questions you have, and our team will help you. So thank you so much, guys. I'll hopefully see you all again soon. Bye for now.